Our second student speaker and I met in a very unusual way on a bus trip to Newark. Every year, the Newark Rotary Club recognizes the top 2 students from all the Licking County high schools at a recognition breakfast. Well, up to that point, I saw Jake around the school and I knew he was on the football team, but it wasn't until that bouncy school bus ride that I realized what an amazing student he really was. Meeting Jacob for the first time was very impressive. He was friendly and personable. And we had a very interesting conversation on the bus that ranged from his future plans to politics to the hope that we would at least get potatoes at breakfast. Once we arrived in Newark, I watched it as Jacob worked the room networking with students and principals. And he was even put on the spot and asked to go to the mic to represent Licking Heights in a room full of people. Jacob didn't hesitate. He walked to the mic and completely winged it from there. By the end, he had the crowd laughing and everyone could see why he has been so successful thus far. Jacob is a very driven individual. He has set realistic goals for himself, and I know that he'll be successful in the future. Please join me as I introduce our honor speaker, who isn't going to wing it this time, from your senior class, Jacob Hopkins.
Wow, there's a lot of you. Friends, families, faculty, and fellow graduates. I'd like to start this off today with what I believe is a funny story, so please bear with me. My grandpa is 70 years old. He's sitting among you in the crowd today. And to be completely honest with you, he is probably the biggest goofball I have ever met. I mean, the man has fun with absolutely everything he does. So a few years back, he goes out and he buys this microwave. And after a few days, the microwave decided to quit working for whatever reason. So he takes it back to return to the store, and the kid working at the desk was probably 18 or 19, around our age. And so he takes the microwave and he asks my grandpa, he says, "Well, sir, why are you returning this microwave?" And my grandpa, being the ornery guy he is, he wouldn't tell him. So the kid badgers him, and he badgers him, and he badgers him, and finally my grandpa caves and he says, "Well, son, I gave my cat a bath a couple days ago, and he just wouldn't calm down for long enough for me to dry him off, so I stuck him in, and at that point, the kid was just absolutely mortified. I mean, his eyes as big as plates, so he grabs the microwave, he runs to the back and gets a new one, and brings it out to my grandpa and doesn't say another word. And from that day forward, I guarantee that kid's out there somewhere in this world wondering if some crazy old man really did blow his cat up in his microwave. So thank you for that, Grandpa. Always laugh at that. So my point here, and yes, to the surprise of some of you, I do have a point, is that there are 2 kinds of people in this world. There are those who live, and there are those who merely exist. And I have this feeling deep down inside of me that as we take our diplomas and walk across this stage today, that it's going to become so easy to turn into one of those people who just merely exists. One of those people who just can't seem to see 3 feet ahead of them. And granted, the world can be a scary place at times. I mean, it really can. I mean, we walk out of here today and there's jobs, and there's bills, and there's networking, and relationships get more serious, and before you know it, people are getting married and having kids, and you gotta pay for diapers, and cable, and internet, and all sorts of crap. All because of this achievement. It almost seems to me like we are achieving this great thing today, and in return, the world just dumps all of these new stresses and responsibilities all on our backs and just waits to watch us fall, all because we decided to turn the chapter in our lives. But the beautiful thing is that we get to choose. We, each and every one of us, gets to write our own story. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not go where the path may lead, but instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail." And to do them justice, there are some great people that have walked this earth before us. People whose paths would be absolutely exhilarating to go down. But why replicate something when you can recreate it? Why take a path that has already been taken when each and every one of us has the ability to lay new ground, make a new path, and leave footprints on this earth in places where none have ever thought to tread before? We have been given the skills to do this. That is why we are here to walk across this stage today. Licking Heights is an absolutely incredible high school, and we have all gained attributes from this school that unlike any that we would ever have gotten from any other school. But not only in the ways that you might think. Yes, we have amazing faculty and incredible staff. We have teachers who wholeheartedly care about us, and I guarantee you that when each and every one of us walks out that door today, we are leaving so much more knowledgeable than we were when we entered 4 short years ago. But the greatest knowledge to be taken from Licking Heights is the knowledge that we have gained from each other. Licking Heights is so diverse, so full of every single kind of person you could possibly imagine. We have white and black, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, and Jewish. We have Republicans and Democrats and kids who just simply don't care. We have city kids and country folk. Kids who can work their way through a good book, but also kids who can work their way through a shady part of town. We have kids who it just comes naturally to, and kids who have worked for every single thing they have ever gotten. So, as you can see, there is inspiration around every corner. And just because we're here today to take our diplomas and leave high school forever does not mean that we are done learning. We will never be done learning. And there is something amazing to be learned from every single one of us. You can learn how to get ripped like John Kinney. Or how to play the guitar like Dakota. You can learn how to love a good book like Adele. Or how to have the time of your life like Bree does. You can learn about passion from John Neary. Or about the arts from Dahlia. Or about kindness from Tara Bauer. Or the meaning of true friendship from Brandon Tipton. There is something to be learned from everyone, no matter who you are, or where you're going, or what you want to be in life. So, let me leave you here today with one last thought. One of the greatest men that I've ever had the privilege of learning from gave me the greatest advice I've ever been given a year ago this week. He told me to find my beauty. He told me to go out in the world and explore. To find new things around every corner, and to burn with a passion for everything I ever do. So, class of 2014, congratulations, good luck, and find your beauty, no matter what it takes. Thank you.